time, but regardless, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I am here along with Renika Drake. I know Jimmy Stapp and Tanika Vincent might also be joining us, but of course, Jen is the hostess with the mostest, so I will let her carry us on.
All right, and I just hit record, so we are good to go. So welcome to the Canva Extravaganza Part 2. I'm super excited because this is the first time I've done this deeper dive into one of the reasons I love Canva. So what you're going to do is you're going to join the, let's see here. I'm going to hop out of here for 1 second. This code right here, if you go to visitcanva.live, you can enter that code. And how that works is it lets you join my Canva session, which is super fun. And I'm going to actually make this a smaller little window so I can get to my other little tools here. We're going to get everybody to join here just a second, because I minimized things. It took away all the awesomeness. There we go. Okay. So let me put that back there. All right. So how Canva Live works, and this is one of the reasons I love it, is I've designed my presentation in Canva and it lets you join it. And I can see that 9 folks have joined. What's different here is if you've used any other like tools where you join like a Nearpod, you actually see the presentation on your screen, or a Pear Deck, you see the presentation on your screen. You're not going to see my presentation. What this does is it opens up a Q&A opportunity for this. So that means that I have a couple questions I'm going to ask and you can respond. So you could actually have this open as a second tab or browser on your device, or you could use your phone, which is kind of cool. You can just type that in and use it as a phone where you can just type in questions. It did ask if you wanted to be anonymous, or you could add your name. So you can put your name or your nicknames on there if you want. And then you'll be able to ask questions. So it's kind of a cool thing. So, and how it's automagical in the sense that, so thank you, Dr. Walker, for being my first person to put a comment in there. Watch how this works. I can click on Melissa's comment and it actually lets me put it on the screen in the middle of my presentation. So it's super cool that I can do that. And it makes a presentation more engaging. So you have audience participation when you ask questions or ask for feedback. So thank you so much for that. And thank you, the divas in the house. I'm gonna go with that might be Kranika. I love that my teammates here supporting this session. So what do you think? Pretty cool. So that's Canva Live. I'm going to show you how I do that. I'll leave that code up there on the top in case you want to join it. You haven't joined it yet. Again, you can join on your phone, put in the code, and be able to ask questions. So let's dive in. Yeah, Thea, I agree. That is a nice feature. So I know that we have folks from all different roles here on the call. So we know that for teachers, this would be super cool. But also, if you're a presenter and you want to engage people, I can do this because I can bring those comments directly onto our presentation. I don't know, I just think it's pretty cool feature. So let's go ahead and get started here. Another cool thing about the Canva Live feature here is that you should be seeing my screen here, and you should see that my pointer is highlighted. That automatically happens in the presentation mode. Thumbs up if you can see that like I already have a cool mouse cursor, but when I move it around, I've got like this little laser pointer, and that's built in. And I'm going to show you some other cool features here as well. All right. So who am I if we have not met before? My name is Jennifer Hall, and I'm an educational technology specialist in the Instructional Technology Department, which is in the Office of Instructional Technology, which is part of the Office of Academics. So I get to support the work of teachers and educators in using technology. So that's a little bit about me. I had a lot of fun designing this. So as you'll notice in this presentation, I've got these live animated video loops and things that I can add in to make it a little more dynamic, a little more interesting, and we'll talk about that. So as we know, everything that we do in APS is now guided by the APS 5. If you have not heard about the APS 5, I doubt that, but just in case you haven't heard it, that's our North Star. Those are the 5 things that we are focusing on in a district to ensure student success. And and it's not necessarily a rank order, but it's data leads what we do. curriculum instruction, we want to make sure that it's rigorous and relevant, that we are focusing on whole child and intervention, making sure to meeting the needs of all of our learners, that we are having a big push for personalized learning at the district level. We are pushing out to several schools, and over the next few years, we will have a personalized learning approach in all schools. And last but not least, our signature programming, that what we're doing is supporting that work in IB and STEM. So again, that's our APS 5. We always want to make sure we touch on that. So even using Canva for designing, you can be touching on that in the sense that you are either designing content or designing social media to highlight what's going on in the work of the district. So what are our goals for our time together? And again, I appreciate that you want to spend a little time with us today learning. We're going to explore the advanced features of Canva. So if you missed Canva part 1, we will send out the video. That's going to go more, that one we went into like the getting started, all of the individual features. This is the level up. That's why it's part 2. So we're going to talk about video. We're going to talk about recording. I'm going to talk about Canva Live. I'm going to talk about how you can upload PDFs and magically turn them into things that you can manipulate, which is magical, and hopefully give you some time to practice, to get in there and play around. Okay. So those are our goals. Any questions on that? Does that sound good? Thumbs up if we're ready to dive in. All right. So I'm just curious, what is your experience with Canva? In the Zoom chat, can you drop in there fundamental awareness? This is actually, you stumbled upon this one. You've not seen part 1, and so you have no idea what you signed up for. Up to expert, which that would be my colleagues, Kranika and Melissa, both have some Canva ninja skills for design. Let me know in the comments in the chat, how would you rate yourself? I'm just curious. I got some 3. All right. 2s, 3s. Really, Melissa, you gave yourself a 4? Come on now. All right. So 2s help me. That means that you've learned about it. You know how to get in. You know some of the features, but you just haven't played around with it. And Kranika says she's a 1+. I veto that response. That is incorrect. All right. Thank you for sharing that information. So Canva Live, we've joined that, is a new presentation feature that when you design, you can then go into present mode. So right now I'm looking at one screen up here that has my presenter notes. I can see who's joined. I can see what's coming next on my deck. And then down here on my other screen is what you're seeing. But there's some cool things that I can do here. So I can actually, go forward and back, but I can also go on my on the back end and do a couple of fun things. So I'm going to show you a couple of those. So I can actually drop in a timer right in there live. I said, all right, talk amongst yourselves with your, if I, did a breakout activity and I wanted to time it, there's a built-in 1-minute timer. Kind of cool that you can do that on there, and it automatically just pops in when you need it. So if you didn't put it in your presentation in advance, and you could be like, oh, real quick, we need to set a timer. Or it could even be like, we were in a training, Kranika and Melissa and I were in an all-day training this week, and it was like when it was biology break time and we needed a timer. It's a great opportunity to be able to do that and have it on the screen. I can blur out what's happening on the screen. Just if you're just kind of redirecting attention, don't be looking at the screen. I need you to look at me. You can do that. This is a couple of these next couple are really geared more towards teachers in the classroom, but you might find them fun as well. There is a quiet, just in case you need everybody to settle it down, and click that quiet button. And there is a bubbles option. So just kind of like, oh, relaxing, meditative, take a moment. I can also throw some confetti because you all are rock stars and because you're awesome and spending a little time with us. So those are features built into Canva Live. When I go live into Canva, I'm going to show you where I clicked on that to do that. Isn't that kind of cool? What do we think? Thumbs up that those are built in there. I'm hoping they're going to add more features, but just kind of cool that it's part of Canva. So yeah, it's kind of neat that you can do that. So that is Canva Live. All right. So I'm curious, what application or tool do you use to design content right now? We had some folks that said they were 2s and 3s. If you're not using Canva because you're new to it and you're learning about it, what do you use to create stuff? If you have to create a social media post, or you needed to create an infographic, or you needed to create a presentation, what are your go-to tools? Go ahead and you can either put it in the chat for those that want to put it in the chat there, or you can use the Canva live response, and then I'll be able to highlight what people say there. I see Ms. Glenn is Adobe Spark or Google Slides. Good options. Yes. Awesome. So again, you can, here we go. So we got some PowerPoint users for design. Yep, a lot of people use it. And there's lots of bells and whistles in PowerPoint. I see somebody else in the chat also said PowerPoint, PowerPoint and Canva. Thea says she likes to use both because it depends on what you're doing. Here's a secret tip for Thea and my other PowerPoint users. You can create something in PowerPoint and upload it to Canva to jazz it up. You can also do the reverse. You can design it in Canva and then download it as a PowerPoint. How cool is that? So you get the best of both worlds. If you're comfortable in presenting in PowerPoint, but you want the bells and whistles of all of the content that's available in Canva, you can do that. So it's kind of cool. Any other tools? And I know we're talking about Canva, but I will point out that we have access in the district to Adobe Spark. We might need to earmark that. Well, it's now called, was called Adobe Spark, but it's now Adobe Creative Cloud. We might need to earmark that as a future one because we do have access to that as well. Yes, Melissa loves to design content and put it on Google Sites. That is another good one. Awesome. Very cool. All right, so my next question is, the why Canva? Like for me, the why, there's so many cool features, and that's what I'm going to highlight. The reasons, there's so many reasons I love Canva. I mean, hello, I got to make this customized animated graphic like this. Why? The fact that I was able to do these custom colors and everything. You can't do that in every design software. So friendly reminder, if this is your first time, wait, Travis says you have changed my life with the Canva to PowerPoint transfer. You're welcome, Travis. Thanks, so good to see that. Canva makes me feel like I minored in graphic design. I hear you, Amanda, exactly. You feel like, look how jazzy what I created turned out. And I'm enjoying it. I'm actually presenting a whole deep workshop on Canva coming up in a few weeks. And I've loved going in and creating and tweaking and playing with stuff. Yeah, so it makes you feel like you're pretty jazzy. And I use it for so many other like social media things. It's great. So just know that you have access to Canva as an educator with your educator account. And I learned, this was interesting information. It is for education, they consider that K through 12. Because I was thinking, my wife works at Emory University. And I was like, oh, well, you should be able to get it because you have an EDU account. And apparently it's not for colleges and universities. I was bummed. I was like, you should get a free account. So you can sign up for your account. If you do that, sign up and link it with your Google account. So it's single sign-on, magical. And Melissa is working with the powers to be at Canva to make sure that we have it single sign-on for the district available in my backpack, which will be awesome and great for our students. All right. Yeah, fingers crossed. Melissa, I'm saying it because then if you say it, it's going to happen. I'm speaking it into existence. All right, so just a couple of the reasons why I love it. There's so many options for what you can design and also how you can export it. So obviously presentations, which I'm doing right now, there's templates ready to go, but I can make videos, I can make infographics, I can make, what brought me back to Canva, I told y'all this last time. Yes, Amanda, it does. When you sign up for an educator one, it equals the pro account. You have all of the bells and whistles of the pro account. Great question. So that's why you'd want to upgrade. So technically you can get Canva for free on a personal account, which is where I started because I came back to be able to use the Zoom features to make Zoom backgrounds during the beginning of the pandemic. But when you make sure you sign up with your educator account or convert your account, if you might have not signed up the right way, you get what they call pro. It's the educator version of it. You get all the bells and whistles. Yes. So FYI, yes, because you have the EDU email address of the APS, because you're using your APS credentials, it will qualify. That's what Melissa was verifying. They know we're doing these trainings and that we're working with you all. But yes, that does count. Great question. They initially used to require, like when I got my upgraded account, I had to upload a copy of my teaching certificate. And they moved away from that. They're like, we want to make it more accessible because we know we have teachers that are not, you want to use the aps.org. Yeah, they know that that's our credentials. Great question. Yep. And so they've made it a lot easier now to verify your account as long as you have an authorized domain account. So the apsk12.org is the correct one. So again, so many ways you can create different designs for Instagram, Facebook, all of those things, newsletters, all of the things. The other piece that I love is the fact that you can import a file. So like I said, upload a PowerPoint, jazz it up, upload a PDF. This is the game changer. You know, you always have these PDFs, you're like, I just need to make 1 or 2 changes. And you can use Adobe to do that, but that's a paid for service. But here, if you upload it, you can modify it and change it and then export it as a PDF again, or as another type of file. So that's magical in my mind. So you can also upload so many different types of content. So when it says upload media, that means you can upload pretty much any kind of, yeah, exactly, magical. Any type of media, JPEGs, PNG, those are what most people think of when they think of pictures. But if you're an iPhone user and you're using their new standard, which is the HEIC, which is compresses your images, that format can be uploaded. Before, you used to have to be able to like convert it to a JPEG to be able to use it, but you can upload it. You can upload SVGs and even web images that you download. You can upload all different audio type files, so your MP3s, WAV files, and all of that. So that means when you're creating videos, you have a lot of options there. So if you record something that's an MP3 on your phone, or you recorded using like GarageBand or something else, you could upload that. And then for movie files or video files, you can do MOV, which is the standard on an iPhone or an iPad. You can also upload GIFs, which I love. You're going to see I've got a couple of GIFs I've loaded in here because I think it's a great way to do presentations or to make things animated. You can do MP4s, MPVs, even MKVs. If you're not familiar with that, that's like a standard that a lot of open source video tools use. And it's a wonky, weird format that most editors won't take, but I was super excited to see that's available. So if you're doing advanced filming, you can do that. You can upload your own fonts. Melissa and I were talking about this earlier, that you can upload your favorite fonts. Like you give those go-to really cool fonts, you can upload them. You can even upload Adobe Illustrator files and PowerPoint files. So like I said, you can take it, convert it, and then download it as whatever format you need. So good to know that you have that option, and you can go to the uploads over here on the left-hand side and upload any of those media pieces that you want. So the other reason to love Canva is all of the templates. You do not have to start from scratch. That's great. I will point out that, and I'm going to show you a cool feature here in a minute just to revisit it in case you were not with us for the first session. But keep in mind as you're designing for the district that we do have some design suggestions, some like guidelines, and I'm going to drop the link to the APS style guide. And this is kind of like when you're doing anything officially for APS that's going outside and representing the district, we want to make sure that we adhere to those guidelines, but also we know that sometimes you're designing just things for in-house that's just going to be shared amongst your team, or you're working with a school and you're designing thing that's going to need to align to what they need for their school themes and logos and stuff. And also you might be doing something independently that's not APS related. And so keep that in mind, but I did want to drop that guide in there. And we'll talk about how you can create a brand kit as well. But I love that the templates are there. You can go in there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I'm all about that because that saves time. All right. So that brand kit piece, what you can do is you can go on the left-hand side and when you go to your homepage, you can say, I'd like to create a brand kit. You can have multiple brand kits. So if you are like me and I have multiple schools that I support, I could have a brand kit for each one of those schools. So I could have King's Midtown stuff and Mays stuff and H.J. Russell stuff. And it's very interesting. I've got 3 schools that have changed names in the last 2 years. And so they have all brand new logos and everything. David Howard has their new logo, Midtown does. All of those I can create separate kits so that if I'm designing something that's specifically for that school, I could use that brand kit. When you upload it, so like here's my Tech Tips 411 logo, I uploaded it and it pulled the colors, and then I could do custom colors that I want to go with it. But I also created a brand kit for APS, and when I uploaded it, it said, oh, this is the orange and the teal that are in that logo. That's important because if we're trying to adhere to the brand guidelines, then we're going to make sure that you use the right color, teal and orange, because I might look at it and be like, that looks, it should be a little brighter or darker or whatnot. You're going to get the exact colors. So again, there is a style guide. I've dropped the link in there. And when we do the follow-up email for this, I think Melissa, probably we can put that link in there as well. That's just guidelines from APS with just, tips and tricks for designing, and also that we want to make sure if it's anything going outside of the district that it is adhering to those guidelines. So I have those brand kits, pretty cool. Now, if you're designing something aside from here's like that colors, I can go in here and they do have trending color sets. So if it's not something that has to be aligned to the district because it's something you're just working on in-house, or for your personal use, you can actually go in and go to styles and click on it and automatically say, I like this, but I want them all in this, like, I love this Barlow bold. Those are very close to my blue colors. I can click on that and it's going to automatically create everything in those colors. And also you can choose your own styles with fonts as well. If anyone's like me, you might spend a lot of time on fonts. Be honest, give me a thumbs up if you could spend way too much time looking at the fonts. Be as with me, because you got to have a good font, and go down that rabbit hole. Kayla's with me too. Kranika, yeah, you and me both. Yeah, can't help it. So it's good that you can actually create your own style depending on, like, there is a Thea says you're a font collector, and Shanika's like, yes, fonts are fun. Yes, they are. So you actually can upload fonts. And so, like, for the district, the fonts are Arial and Century School Book. Those are the APS. That's what the logo is and what they generally use. So you can upload that. You can upload other fonts that you really like for your creation, and you can actually create your own style, which is kind of cool. All right. How are we feeling so far? Are there things that you're like, yep, that's why I like Canva too? So the other thing that I like is you can create videos. They made the video editor more robust. It's getting better and better. You can actually drop in video clips. You can even adjust music clips. So I had someone ask me this question. So I want the music to only play on the very first frame. You're able to do that by dropping in audio and literally just dragging it back and aligning it to where you want the music to go. So we're going to go live here in a minute. But again, another reason I love Canva is the fact that you can edit video and even add in audio and customize it. How many of you knew you could record yourself inside of Canva? This is a cool feature. You actually, under the video tab, can choose to record yourself, and you can say, record my screen. Yes. Can you add transitions in the video? Yes. When we go live in a minute, I'll go to the video piece in a second. I'll show you how you can add in a transition. It doesn't have as many as like Adobe Premiere or even iMovie, but they do have some, and I'll show you where to do that. Thank you, Thea. When I go live to the video editor in a second, don't let me forget to show you that. But I can record myself, or I can record my screen. And that goes right in there. So that's really cool. So you could do that if you're trying to do a tutorial for someone. You could record it, bring it right into Canva, edit that video, jazz it up, and voila, push out that very quickly. So I'm in that Canva live. So I said, remember I said the back end here is on. This is my view as a presenter. I can go live. I sent that link out there for you all, and I can see there's those timer buttons. I can press and pause. There's actually a timer saying how long I've been talking. So I started it shortly before you all came in. So I can see that I'm like halfway through my presentation time, which is really good if you're going directly from a presentation. So this is like the back end. I can see my notes over here. I can toggle back and forth and see who all is in here. And as right now, as Melissa says, I agree. Canva is magic. I love it. So a couple other things I wanted to point out that you might not have known is that if you scroll down on the left-hand side to all those features, sometimes you have to scroll down and go to the more section. You can embed media in your design. That means I can bring a YouTube video directly into my Canva design. I can bring in like a TED talk. I can bring in animated GIFs, Instagram. So I literally can connect any of these type items and be like, oh, I needed to bring in that example from Pinterest. You can paste the link to that Pinterest board directly in here, and it will appear inside of your presentation. Which to me, again, that's pretty magical. It's, one-stop shop option. So of those things that I just highlighted, which is your favorite feature? What do you want to see more about? I'm going to show the video editor here in a second, but what is your favorite feature? What is the reason you're like, yes, I love Canva, and here's why? You can put it in our chat, or if you're one of my Canva Live participants, you can drop that comment there in the Canva Live. just curious, what is your favorite Canva feature? Is it being able to make videos? Is it being able to record yourself now? Is it setting up a brand kit so you can make sure that you have everything you need to create the right content? Thea, you're my friend. Look at that. This is all of them. I love their font. Speaking of fonts, I love their font options. I see my anonymous friend says you're starting to think that Canva Live will be useful. Yeah, isn't it kind of cool that you can do that? In our comments, I can see the record yourself feature is pretty cool. That's awesome. Great. I'm just curious, what ideas do you have for using Canva? You can put them in the chat or you can put them in our Canva Live response. What is an idea? What are you thinking? Ooh, I have a project I've got to do and I'm going to try it. If you've got something coming up, because a lot of people, you know,
Jennifer, I'm sorry, Jan, Kayla said invitations.
Oh, Kayla, invitations. Yes, I'm sorry I missed it. So they're popping up so quick. Travis says you're my anonymous friend. Thank you, Travis. Good to know it's you. Invitations, yes, because you can do all sorts of things, because you can also share it out in a number of ways. And when we pop in live, I'll show you kind of where you can get jazzy with it. Yes, thank you, Kayla, for sharing that as well. That's why I have my teammates here. I love this specific example, Jennifer, recording short videos on how to renew your certificates. That is fantastic, especially since I'm one of those renewal people this year. I did all my tasks. I'm just now waiting for the good news, but that would be helpful. Think about those things that people email you questions about all the time. And you could create a short, quick little video, jazz it up from your department and send that out. So anytime someone now says, what is the process? Jennifer can send that video. Here's our little video. You can even host it on your department's website or wherever, a portal that you might have. But I love that idea.
Jen Hall, do you see Thea and her backgrounds are rolling?
Hold on, wait a second here. I'm going to come over here and see Thea. Let me see here. Thea, see, she made me a jazzy new background. I do. You're a little mini person right now. Let me make you bigger so I can see you. I'm going to look at, high five, Thea. High five. That's what I'm talking about. The backgrounds, I'm telling you, that's what brought me back to Canva, because I was like, yeah, I don't need to worry about that. It brought me back and now I'm in love. I love it. Okay, so let's see, here we got Shanika says she is looking forward to dazzling my friends with their IG post templates. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Marquita says you can't wait to use it for your banners. There's just so many options. So is there a screen record feature like Screencastify? That's basically what it is. Yeah, it is. I can choose to just have my camera, or I can choose to record my screen, or I can have me in the screen down there. So for Jennifer's example, she could be down here in the corner being like, hello, this is where you click to fill out this form, and be in the video. Or if you just want to record what's happening, you can record it. The advantage of having that screen record feature inside is that then you can actually package it like a video. You can automatically then drop those titles and those end credits or any other information, because it's a video you might want to add in, like, here's a little arrow, maybe because you need to point to something that you recorded on your screen. Great question. Awesome. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pop over here. I'm going to go live for a second. So my little window is going to go by for a second, and I'm going to bring this down here and bring down. There we go. Multitasking. There we go. So now it says I'm still live. Isn't that kind of cool? So I didn't end my session so that I could still go back to it. So I want to pop down here and show you a couple things with creating with videos. So I'm going to go back to my home screen. Okay. Show over here on the left-hand side. This is where you're going to do that brand kit. So you can make multiple brand kits. We went over it last time, but I just want to point it out for anyone that missed it. That's where you can create your brand kit and let it live there. But I'm going to create a design. And for this purpose, I'm going to go to educational video, because we had a great question about transitions. So I'm going to go to this educational video. And it's blank right now. Notice I have different frames. I can add all different things here. So I'm going to go over to their stock footage. So I'm going to go to the videos, And I'm actually going to throw this in because I always talk about apps. I'm going to put this little app logo right here, the little video, stretch it where I want it to go. And I can actually select this and I can actually shorten it because maybe that's too long. Look at that. That's like 11 seconds. I just want like a little, like 3-second intro. We'll go 3.5. All right. I'm going to do a new piece right here. So maybe I have my little intro and now I want to actually add in myself recording, and it's probably going to fuss at me because I've got different cameras, but we're going to see. Let me pick my other camera. It will not right now. It's mad at me because I'm using my other camera, but I can see how I can record my camera, or I can record a screen share. So I could actually record what's on my screen. And then I can bring that in. It's not going to let me do that right now because I'm using my camera already, but you record yourself. I'm going to maybe drop in another little video clip. So I'm going to talk about Canvas. I'm going to drop that one in there. I can make it a little bit larger. Here's what's kind of cool. Even inside of videos, I can double click on this and crop out. So I use this. I cropped out the Canva design. I just wanted the Canva logo that was animated. I'll do this. All right, drag you over, make you super big right here. And here's what's kind of magical. I'm actually going to throw the background on here, black, and it will blend it and you won't even know the difference. You can't even tell that that's two different pieces. So now I want to put a transition in here. Clip 1, clip 2, look at this little plus. Click on that plus. I want to add a transition. I can add a page in between, or I can hit the plus and I can say transition. I've got none, dissolve, slide, circle wipe, and line wipe. So not a ton, but there are a couple options. So I could do a dissolve. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Let's delete that page. I put an extra one I didn't mean to. Let's delete that page. Put my transition here. The lower one, we're gonna do a circle wipe. So now if I go to play this, there's my little intro, circle wipe to that. Took me what, 20 seconds to do that? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so I can go in here. I can even change the direction of my effects to go in or out. And when I can grab this pointer here, I can drag, see how I can use the what they call the playhead to move it through here in time to see. I'm like, oh wait, where did that come in right there? But I can hit that little, it's really kind of hard to see. I'm going to zoom it in. Ooh, can y'all see better now if I do that? If I click here, I've got add page or add transition. When I click on the add transition, I'm going to zoom back out. These are my options and I can change. So if I go to swip it to line, I like that circle wipe's kind of cool. Yep. Yeah. So that was super quick. And now I could literally, I've made a video in 2 seconds, just like that. I'm going to close out of my transitions and zoom back out so I can see all my tools because I zoomed in. There we go. So I've got this couple of clips. I can go in and I can add text on top of it. So if you've ever done, when I win my Emmy next year for content, I will mention you in my acceptance speech, Jen. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. I love it. Well, that's what's amazing is people struggle with video creation. And it's really hard because you're like, I need the text to be here and I need this to be here. So I can go over here and add this text. I love this glow text. I'm going to drop it on there. You all rock. I can just easily lay it on here. I'm going to move it up. I can customize it, change the color. So I'm going to be like, go with some turquoise. So kind of going with the APS colors a little close, but not all on brand, but you get the idea. So I'm going to, so now look at this. I've got this. Let's play it now. I've got text, but I could even get fancier. I can go back to where my text is and I can animate that. So I could actually have the text come in. Watch this, click on that. And I'm going to say animate that. All right. I'm going to say, I want to use the typewriter effect. Watch this. So now, again, less than 30 seconds, watch my video. Let's watch it from the beginning. Make sure I save that effects typewriters on there. And let's play it. Oh, see, I didn't start it from the beginning. Got to make sure it's all the way at the beginning of it. Playhead at the beginning. There we go. Just like that. Looks like I'm a professional editor because it literally typed in what I wanted to do. So that's how you can make super easy videos so quickly. So when I'm ready to download this, I can say download it as an MP4. I can download it as an animated GIF. By doing that, that's great for social media. So that means it will automatically play as a loop. It won't have audio, but it will play in a loop. I can do that. But wait, there's more. I want to add some music to this to make this jazzy, right? We want to, this is my little commercial here. So I can go here to audio. They have audio that's available as part of Canva, Pro/education. So you can go through here and you can search for, maybe serene. Will it come up with serene? Let's see if I get any serene music sounds. So I can take a listen. All right, if I like it, just click on it and it automatically dropped it in and it automatically edited it to be the right length. Now, if I only wanted to play on that first part, all I got to do is drag right here and bring it back. If I wanted to play the whole thing. So now, again, another 10 seconds and I've added music and made this magical, hopefully. Let's play it real quick. So I look like I've got some skills. See, y'all are getting the secret sauce of how easy it is to make a video right here using what's available in there. And you can also use, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. This is for all my learning friends during their lunchtime here. How many of you liked my tunes that were playing at the beginning of when you all came in to the Zoom? Thumbs up if you're like, yeah, there was music playing. It was pretty good. All right. So yes. So I used, and I'm going to put this link in the chat here for everyone that is interested. This is called Streambeats. This is my go-to resource for free instrumental music. Now, there are some tracks that have singing in it, but for the most part, it's all instrumental, but it is copyright free because this guy's produced it and he shares it. It's really for gamers and streamers that like to play music when they're live on YouTube. But the issue is you can't play like your favorite song from Taylor Swift or Drake or Rihanna in the background. That's a copyright violation. So here I can actually go to create and I can say I want to download these tracks. And I've already done this. I went in and there's all of these are different genres. So I love the EDM. It's like dance music. They have lo-fi and hi-fi are really good. They have ambient. Any of these, you can click on it. It's going to give you albums. So this one's got one album. Let's go back to lo-fi has several albums. All of these albums. I'm going to go to the gold album and look at all these songs. I'm going to reorder it so we can see in the song list. All of these are songs I can download for free. So I'm just going to pick one that let's see, there's so many different ones. I'll just pick one. It would not be my choice because it sounds like sitting by the fire chilling in the holidays, but maybe that's your jam. I'm going to grab one other. We'll try one more. Okay. Not bad. So I like it. I'm going to download it. It's a WAV file. It's going to take just a second. Now I'm going to go back over here to my Canva video. I'm like, sorry, Canva, your music was good, but I found something better. I'm actually now going to upload that. And this is what's cool is you can upload your own content, things you film on other devices or whatnot. So I'm actually going to say, all right, I want to upload this, which I just downloaded it. There it is, California Calling. It's going to upload it. You see I've uploaded some other songs. These are ones I've uploaded from Streambeats already. So it's doing its magic. I got to change something here. Y'all froze on my Zoom, but it's just me. As long as you can still hear me, we're good. But I'm gonna remove this for a second and things are gonna flash weird. And I'm gonna re-add it and see if we can fix it. And that might, let's see if I can see. Yep, y'all are moving again. Okay, sorry, that was just super weird. I don't know why it was doing that. All right, let me minimize that. Okay. I'm having little technical issues there. All right, song is uploaded. So I've already got it up there, so I'm gonna click on it. It's thinking. And it's still uploading. Only give it one more second. And that might be why I'm having some issues myself. It looks like the internet decided to drop off on me. Kranika, can y'all still hear me, or am I just talking into the void? I
We
could
can
be
still
just doing
hear
that.
you.
Okay, all right, good deal. All right, sometimes, when it freezes, I'm like, am I talking into the void?
Hear and see. It's doing great on our side.
All right, good deal. All right, that's what I needed. There we go. So I don't know why it's being, there we go. I'm mobile right now, so I'm at one of my schools, and so I'm trying to, there we go, try to use all my good devices. And there we go. I'm back at it. And it finally uploaded. There we go. So I'm gonna add in California Calling. And I want it, and notice it put it where I wanted it. If I wanted it at the beginning of the track, there we go. So now we can add in California Calling. Take a listen. Super easy to add in your own audio and video content. So you actually can use anything that you want to download from Streambeats, or maybe you find another site as well. But that's copyright-free music. So how many of you are like, yes? Here's the thing, I also use it as my relaxation while I'm working. If you just want instrumental music that's not going to distract you because you're like singing along, it is a great resource. Let's see here. Question so far, how are we feeling? How many of you are like, Jen, you're talking a lot and I'm just ready to go start creating? Thea's going to make her another amazing background here in a minute. I can't wait to see what it looks like. So that is the video piece. I want to show you a couple other things that you can do.
Jen,
Remember, I
there's a
mentioned
question.
yes.
Can you connect your Spotify or iTunes to your Canva account?
Okay, so technically you can embed a link to play it in there. Because as you can see, they've got Spotify as an option down here. I've not tried that, but they have Spotify, they've got Vimeo. I think it's kind of interesting that you'd be able to put your Spotify account in there, like that you could link it, because I'm like, copyright, but that's above my pay grade, but we'll let Canva work that out. But that's a great question. So these examples that they provide of what you can bring in, like you can even link to a Google map to have a map be inside of your presentation. So if you were talking about, I know we have people that are like, oh, here's the layout of the new school and here's where we are in relation to CLL or whatever, you could put a map in there. Kind of cool. Great question. Looking to see if there's anything else. So the embedding thing is really cool because I love that so I'm going to go here and put another page in. And if I want to embed something, so for example, I'm going to drop in Streambeats since we just talked about it and copy that web address. And I can paste my URL right here. And I'm going to say add it to the design. Okay, the link you provided. Now, I'll point out that sometimes it gets a little wonky. There's some things it won't recognize. I have done, let's see, we'll try my website. I've put in for another thing. You can put in like a poll everywhere, like that would appear in there. I've put in a answer garden. That worked pretty cool. Let's see if this is going to go. So it brought in the link to the website. So that's kind of cool that you can bring that in. And this is a video, so it's a little bit different than it would be with a presentation in terms of how it appears in there. You can, a reminder, you can link your Bitmoji. So Genmoji leads a very exciting life inside of Canva. I've linked it to my Google Drive so I could pull in videos. We were working on advertisements for the upcoming technology competition for the district, and then the awards program, which we call the award show we call the Toskers. So Kranika and I were working on it. So actually I had put some pictures and Google Drive files, I can link it to that as well. The other thing I like that I linked it to my to Giphy, so I can bring in animated GIFs whenever I want to do that. And then there's that logo piece where you can upload logos. I'm in my APS branding, but I could click over and go to my other one, which is kind of cool. And under the More tab, you can see where you can connect to other things. I connected to the Giphy, but you can import media from other places as well. So that's kind of the gist of it. I did want to allow for some playtime and some Q&A. I'll hop back over here to my presentation. And when you go back to home, I can see what I've been working on most recently. We'll hop back over here. And here's what's amazing. I went out of this presentation and my present is still going on because I did not close out of my session. So if I go back in here to presenter view, I'm going to click present and it's going to bring us right back in there. Here's my full screen video window. This is what I share to you all. And this is my presenter window. So this is all the bells and whistles that I see behind here. So I can actually say, all right, I can scroll through my presentation, pause it. There's where those cool tools were, which I think is hilarious. The quiet one cracks me up. There's the audience window, so you can see it side by side. Let me make this a little mini audience window. So I can do quiet. Oh, I gotta do this so you can see both. Excuse the messy desktop. Look away from the messy desktop. That way you can see as I'm clicking what's going on here. Hold on, I'm gonna hide the messy desktop. There we go. So there's that timer piece. When I click on it, that's what pops up. Blur. Quiet. I can close anything that I already have on there. I don't want to go full screen right now. There we go. And I can also go here and do, there's those bubbles. Everybody's like, ooh, bubbles. Confetti. And close out any of those elements right there. And then there's that Canva Live where I'm in. There's the folks. That's how I could see the questions right here. Yeah, isn't that cool? Watch this. All right, so I can throw these up here. We'll go back into full present mode, but when I click on it, that's what pops up. Mic check, still live. Isn't that cool? I love the lo-fi beats. Shanika's like, wow, yes, the transition. So notice I didn't close out of that session, so it's still there, which is good for me because I was able to go in and out and you didn't have to rejoin something or connect to something else. So I'll take that off the desktop here and we'll bring this back into full mode. So we're gonna do this, full screen it, and get to our right. We're gonna zoom down here to where we left off and I'm gonna make sure I covered all of the bases. We talked about that. We talked about our favorite features. Yes, yes, yes. So the other cool thing that I like about Canva is that you can use it for app smashing. So you can design something in Canva and then export it and use it in like Jamboard or Google Slides or PowerPoint or Sway or Wakelet or Adobe Spark or Flipgrid or even more. I mean, like I use it for all different things. Like I use it to design stuff to go in my OBS, which is a broadcasting software. So I can have really cool backgrounds and stuff. You're just really not limited to ways that you can use it. And the best thing to do is to use the mobile app. If you're not using the mobile app, I want you to download it right now. We're going to pause right now. It's a free mobile app. You need to use it. They have an Android and iOS, because when you log into your APS account on here, once you've created it, whatever you create on your phone is going to appear in your account and vice versa. So I do my social media posts. I do a daily t-shirt of the day thing because I have a weird thing where I tweet out whatever t-shirt I'm wearing. I wear a different shirt every day. People think I'm crazy, but I love it. And so I do a different Canva design and it's a great practice. So if you're really wanting to get comfortable with Canva, make a challenge like that. Even if you don't share it, just be like, I'm going to do one little mini graphic a day just to play and learn. Because even I learn new things. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know I could do that. Ooh, I could try this. Yeah, so Melissa just dropped it. There is a desktop app. I downloaded it, but I'll be honest, I didn't use it because I just have gotten used to working from the web, so it doesn't matter what device I'm on. And the great question, whether or not you need an administrator rights, I don't know, because I put it on mine and I have admin rights. So Thea, give it a try. Thea's as our gifted learner who's going to try it. She's going to report back and let us know she was able to download the app. So great, great thing. So, all right, we're downloading that app. I'm telling you, it's a game changer having it on your phone.
And Jen, I was gonna say, if you can dream it in Canva, you can do it. My aunt passed away 2 years ago and I did her obituary because there are templates for obituaries in Canva. So any and everything, it's there.
They've got resume builders. Not that I'm trying to tell anyone to go get a new job. Maybe you're going to apply for a job in APS and you want to upgrade. They've got all different types of templates that are great to use.
And they also have, I'm sorry, they also have the resume, the infographic resumes. So if you want to, do your resume in a different way, a little twist to it, do a search for the infographic resumes because they make your resume stand out.
That's awesome. I'm super excited that I just got accepted to be y'all are the first to hear this, a Canva creator, which means I'll be able to create templates that will be coming to Canva soon. So stay tuned once I get some published. So which is kind of cool that to be able to create templates that will be able to live in there for anyone to use. All right, so let's rate your excitement. How are we feeling? Are you off the charts, number one? You can't wait, even though our time is almost up. You can't wait to start designing. Are you kind of on a two? You're feeling it. You're like Joe. You're like, I'm getting there. How are we feeling? Are we feeling more comfortable with moving along here? And here's what's great. I initially had done most of my presentations on Canva. It was funny. I would present about Canva and I had designed it in Google Slides. That was my bad. And so I was like, Jen, you have to do everything in Canva. If you're talking about Canva, it needs to be in Canva. I love the Giphy integration. I didn't have to go search anywhere. I was able to just be like, I need friends and I need the Monica one and I need the Rachel one. And I was able to search inside of Canva and go click, boom, done. I didn't have to go out to the Giphy website to find it. So in terms of designing and getting things done more quickly, it was amazing. I love that. So our goals were to explore the advanced features of Canva. I know the hands-on time I'm going to leave that last 5 minutes for people to dive in. I know we didn't get to play much because I was answering some questions and showing y'all some stuff. So I apologize that I talked more than I should have, but hopefully it was of value. But we talked about video, we talked about recording, we talked about Canva Live, all of that. If you were one of my novices that you were like, I stumbled upon this session and you're like, Jen, this was great, but I need to start from scratch and I need to know an overview of all of the features. I have a Canva playlist and I'm going to drop this link, copy link address that is, I started a new Canva video series. So I actually have a getting started with Canva. What are the features of Canva? How to publish with Canva, and I've got more level up stuff like I did with you all today. I'll be doing videos on that as well. So I'm going to drop that playlist in there. If you want to explore that, you can check those videos out. Questions, comments, thoughts, and I finished with enough time for you to play or you to log in and be like, hey, Jen, I have a quick question. Very informal. You've got some other experts here that can answer, but hopefully, yes, thank you, Melissa. You can share that link out in the follow-up email as well. And we'll include stream beats, we'll include the design guide and the playlist so you can check it out. So hopefully you are as excited as I am to use Canva in your work and also play, because I like to design things that aren't work related just because it's fun. So questions, comments, thoughts, I'm gonna pause, I'm gonna stop the recording. And so oftentimes when I do that, some people will be like, oh, good, the mic's off. I can ask my question. So I'm going to stop the recording.